everyone, this is Cindy Crane the Heart, and I'm back with a second video of my series on using up cards and envelopes. So I've been cleaning out a lot of things in my house because I've been getting a lot of work done on my house. So trying to make use of this pandemic time. And so I found a boatload of these recollections cards and envelopes. So these are a little bit larger than your A2 size cards. The card measures 5 by 6.5 inches. And then the envelope's a little bit bigger than that. So I went all through YouTube, including all the projects that I myself have made using cards and envelopes like these. And so I'm going to be making a bunch of different projects. Also, it gives me an opportunity to use up and use a lot of my paper collections that I have that I just admire. So it's time to actually use them. So I am going to be using these, and I don't even have a sample for you. I'm making this fresh project. I'm using the Maggie Holmes open book. So I've had this for a while, and I was lucky enough to find this at Tuesday morning and even got an extra discount on it. And I've had it forever. So it's just time to stop hoarding and to make. So I've got this here that I'm going to use. And then I pulled out stuff that I might use, might not, to decorate. Just pulled out some things to that I thought would go with it. This is an open book ephemera, but actually it's just all florals that I guess are meant to go with this collection. So pulled that out. I found these in my collection, which is library tags. So there are pockets and library cards. And I also have this, which is newspaper tags, all from Tuesday morning. I've got this one, which is a crepe paper notes and things. So it's just some miscellaneous ephemera, which I don't even know if I'm going to use it, but I pulled it. And then this one, which is layered tags, which is also an open book ephemera, or meant to go with open book. So in the course of all the cutting that I did, I was left with a huge stack of paper that is this size right here. And so I will be making a follow-up project. It won't be part of the envelope series. It'll be a separate project. And I think what I'm going to make is something I've made before, which I gave away. And so I'm going to make this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or give it away as well. But I'm going to make a really quick and easy journal. And I think I'm going to make it on camera to show you guys how easy this journal is going to be to make. So those are my things. I have not decided what I'm going to put on the front cover or anything like that. So we can decide that as we go on. You're going to need wet glue. Now I used a wet glue that I don't like. It rippled my paper a little bit. So I kind of did my best to fix that. I'm going to use this precision glue, which actually does pretty well. It doesn't ripple the paper, so it does pretty well. I'm also going to be using this PVA glue, but you don't need this. If you have like the art glitter glue, that's fine. I mean, most of the glues are fine. I just happen to have this for art journaling and things like that. I just picked it up recently. I don't think I've even used it. I think it still might even have its protective little covering there. So anyway, I'm going to use this glue. And so to get started, you're going to need, and this tutorial is from Lyric Lover. She does an amazing job on explaining how everything goes, and she does everything start to finish. I am taking shortcuts because that's just how I roll. I'm taking shortcuts so that you're not watching me like glue things together, a million things together. So, but her tutorials are amazing. She also used Maggie Holmes for hers. I forget which collection. But anyway, you need 6 cards and 6 envelopes. Okay, so you need that. Then you're going to need, now I'm going to give you measurements based on the cards and envelopes I am using. So my card measures 5 by 6.5. So you're going to need 14 pieces of paper. 14 pieces of paper cut at 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. So you need 14 of those. Out of those 14, you're going to select the 2 pieces that you want to be your front and back cover. So I'm going to make these 2 floral pieces my front and back cover. These ones I'm going to be using and what I'm going to show you. Then you're going to need 6 pieces cut at 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. And then you're going to need a piece that is 6 1/2 by 3 3/4. You'll need 6 of those. So 14, and then the other 2 sizes are 6. So we need 6 pieces at 6 1/2 by 4 1/2 and 6 pieces at 6 1/2 by 3 3/4. So have that on the side. So now we're going to work on our envelope. And our envelope, you're going to need your paper cutter. So the envelope is an interesting thing. You might not be able to see my cutting as well on here. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut so you have your flap on your opposite side, and you're going to cut. So let's see, let me do this the right way. You're going to cut this way. Sorry, the flap is on top. You're going to cut at 6 1/2. Okay, so 6 1/2. And then you're going to cut this bottom piece. So you have your flap on the side, and this is going to be cut at 4 1/2. And you're going to do this for all of your envelopes. So then you're left with this piece like this. You're going to cut this off. You're just going to be left with this right here. So we're going to cut this piece off. And let's see here. All right, so you're going to cut this off, and this just gets tossed. Okay? So that gets tossed. And so then you're left with this piece right here, and you're going to take your card, and this is going to be glued right here. So this becomes a kind of a fold out piece for you. So what you're going to do is I'm going to use my ATG, but you can use whatever adhesive you would like, because this is going to have paper over it, so it's not a big deal in terms of adhering it, because it's going to have some paper to help kind of keep it down too. So you're going to like that, and so this is going to create this piece right here. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take your pieces that are the 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. So the pieces you cut 14 of, those are going to go on this inside piece like this. Okay, so I'm going to adhere it just with ATG. And there'll be a bit of a border around your pieces. And you can burnish it with a bone folder and all of that. And then here's, I'll do it this way, like so. And so then this piece right here, this piece right here, this is going to be the back here. This measures exact, okay? And the reason for that is the envelope is a little bit flimsier than the card, so you kind of want to give some support to your album. So that was kind of why. And so this piece is the 6.5 by 4.5 piece. So all right, so then we have that, and then you have this piece right here, which is going to end up being your pocket, and this one is the 6.5 by 3 3/4 piece. So this is the piece that you're going to need to glue on all 3 sides, leaving the top open. This piece, I recommend that you do use some sort of a wet glue. Okay, so far the projects that I've done for this series are very, I think, pretty simple projects. We'll probably get into more complex projects eventually where we need like chipboard and all of that, because I think we are going to do like a full-on album. I want to do like a full-on like back to basics album using these cards and envelopes. Okay, so now you've got a piece that looks like this. You do that for all of them and you end up with a whole bunch of these. Okay, so from here what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to decide you know, what order you want that to be in. So you probably just want to make sure you don't have the same patterns. See, that pattern and that pattern are too alike. They're the same actually. So you want to kind of make sure that you mix your patterns up. Okay, so kind of mix that. Okay. Now what you're going to do is this would be where you would kind of decide on closure, like if you're going to do some ribbon, which I'm going to do. So this one's kind of right. I thought I had a different green. Give me just a second. All right, I'm back. So I just wanted to find a ribbon that was a little bit better. So this is a little sagey, but I'm okay with that. The other one was a little bit too green, I think. This one's a little bit milder. So this is just some seam binding. I got this from My Scrappy Cabin. Here's the end of it. So, you know, kind of decide how long you're going to need. Okay, so I'll set that aside, this aside. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to adhere. Now, what you could make, if you want, once this is all adhered, you can make some sort of a spine piece. I'm going to be okay with this edges being the way it is, but you know, that's going to be depending on how you feel. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your wet glue, or you could even use score tape, I guess. And I am going to put some glue on here. And then I'm going to adhere. And then I'm going to put some glue. So what I mean, this is a very, easy, super easy project. What took the longest for me, honestly, was cutting all the paper. Okay, almost there. And the last one here. Okay, so put the lid on there. Okay, so what we have now is an album that it's like and snip that and okay, so we just need our seam binding, which is going to be our closure. So kind of make sure that it's kind of even. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to, now I'm not super exact. I'm okay with eyeballing whether it's in the middle or not. So you're going to go ahead and just so it stays down. Okay, and now we're going to put our piece on here. So what I'm going to do for this is, you know, you could use glue if you want. I'm going to use ATG, but I'm also just over the ribbon part, I'm going to put a little score tape. If you don't have score tape, it's not a big deal. But I do want my ribbon to stay down. So anyway, so let me see. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my ATG on here and take off and here this down. There you go with that side, and then this side we're going to go ahead and take that off. Go ahead and ATG my back here. And there we go. And so there is my book so far, right? It looks pretty smashing. It's pretty easy. So one of the things I got to decide is what am I going to put on the front. So I've got these kind of cut aparts. I don't know how I feel about them. Let's see if there's any other cut aparts in this collection. You know, it's okay, so we've got some other things here. We've got this I love everything about this. Maybe that would work on a front cover. My heart is full. I could moments documented in the house. So I got this, like, she looks like a librarian lady right there. So that's a thought. I'm thinking, and then they've got these, right, that could be used for a front cover. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, I'm trying to think what would go with the cover. I think I'm going to use this, My Heart is Full, I think, or this house. It's very, very difficult. I think I'll cut them both out and then see how I feel about them. And then I'm going to decorate that front cover. As far as decorating the rest of it, I'll probably do that off camera. And then anyway, I'll do it off camera because it's hard to concentrate when you're on camera to think about decorating, because I'm not exactly sure. I think I want to make some tags maybe. Maybe I just want to use the tags that I already have in my ephemera packs. I definitely, though, want to do some decorating and use some of this collection to do that. I am going to probably keep it fairly simple. And whatever I don't use. Okay, so we've got this one, My Heart is Full, which I actually kind of like, or Moments Document. I think I'm going to go with this one. I think I'm going to cut it down a little bit. And then I think I'm going to put it on some other paper. So I think I'm going to cut it down just a little bit. And make it work a little bit better for me in terms of size. So there we go. It's a little bit better size. And then I think I'm going to put it on this right here. So let me go ahead and put that on there. And I also think that I'm going to use some of those cute florals that this collection had as part of its ephemera pack. I've been hoarding it because they're super hard to find now. So there's that. I like that. And let's do some. So we've got I want some of these smaller ones maybe. So I love all of these flowers. They're really, really, really pretty. So I think, I mean, there's like golds, and I really like this one. I don't know if this goes over a flower. Really, really pretty flowers. So I think I'm going to do and let's do that and that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I like that. Fairly simple. So I'm going to go ahead and, for my cover, I'm going to do that. And I'll probably do some more flowers and stuff too, but I'm going to use some wet glue for this. Actually, I forgot to put this on. Oops. That. And so there's that one. And then put this one. And there we go. All right, so here is my almost completed album. I've done the cover, and here is my closure, and it really is looking pretty good. So I'm going to decorate. I'm not going to do like huge amounts of decorating, but I am going to do some decorating on the inside, put some things in the pockets, and I'm going to come back with a full walkthrough of the completed card and envelope, super easy album that I hope that you guys will all make. Thank you for watching. This is Cindy Crane with the Heart.